Keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am grace abounds the deepest waters. Sovereign in my feet prevail, fear surrounds me. Never fail, and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am trust is without borders. You walk upon the waters. Wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. When you walk upon the waters, wherever you may call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. When you walk upon the waters, wherever you may call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Love will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace. I am
Hi, welcome to Focus. We just like to start off with a couple announcements. Like always, follow us on social media. We have an Instagram account and also our YouTube is where we stream all our services, so you can watch live. FCA is this following Monday night at 9 to 9:30 p.m. on the third floor of Resurrect. So you can come. We have Bible study and fellowship, and we also have some kind of snack. Faith and NCC with Rev Lynn.
Lynn Priest.
With Lynn Priest and Tom Butler. Tuesday, November 7th at 11:45 a.m. right here in Focus Chapel. So come in and listen. VOP, so BOP that are coming here for our Thursday night focus. We're really excited about it. So they're just gonna come and sing for us, and then one of their people are going to speak for us as well. Worship night, it is getting so close. We've been talking about this for a long time. It's in 2 weeks, November 12th, that's a Sunday at 5 p.m. right here at Coach Chapel again. So just come right back and we'll have a great night of worship. That's all our announcements.
All right. So I get to introduce our speaker for tonight, lucky me. Our speaker is Brischetto. Give a round of applause for Nate. Not only is Nate a double major in both psychology and neuroscience, but he's also a minor in marketing. Like, where's the time? I don't know. So he's very talented in academics, but he's also a runner on our very own men's cross country and track and field team. He's an ex-basketball player with Andrew, our worship coordinator from middle school. They play basketball in middle school. Andrew's not middle school. But they play basketball together in middle school, so that's a pretty fun fact. His favorite food is mac and cheese, of course, classic. And if he had to pick any Cheeto, he picked the white cheddar Cheeto puffs, which I have to say, was my favorite too. So me too. I agree with that. Besides that, I met Nate my freshman year, online Zoom for Focus. Not many people, but Nate was there. So it's been an awesome 4 years getting to know you, and we're really excited you're here to speak with us. So let's give it up for Nate.
Thank you, Lena. Okay. Hey everybody, my name's Nate. And before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me speak tonight. Tell you a little bit about me. I thought I would show you the things that I love. I feel like that would be the best way to do that. So that's my family up there. I have a pretty big family. It's not my whole family, but they're very important to me. And then that's my dog up there too. He's a part of the family. And then that's me with one of my teammates. Running has been really impactful for me while I've been at North Central. So yeah, I just thought I'd put those up there because those are some of the things that I've put the most amount of time into while I've been here. So today I'm going to talk about one of the hardest things to overcome. And it's something that I've had to deal with at different points. And although it's very difficult, I think God is great. And what I'm going to talk about is, next slide, fear. So, by show of hands, how many of you in your life have ever had fear? Ever? Everybody, right? Right. Of course, because everybody has fear, even the strongest people. And if you didn't have fear, then there would probably be something wrong. And I think fear can be a good thing because it keeps you on your toes. But all too often, it becomes too powerful in our lives. And it takes many forms. Self-doubt is fear. Phobias are fear. Worrying is fear. Anxiety, that's fear too, And I feel like everyone has dealt with fear in some way. So I thought it was pretty relatable to talk about. And next slide. So this is a verse that I've come across a bunch of times, so it's kind of stuck in my head. For that reason, I made a point to remember it and think about it during times of fear. It's do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and mind in Jesus Christ. And this is in Philippians. If you know the context of that story, the church of Philippi was being persecuted, and all those people were very fearful, and they had a lot of anxious and worry, of course, and this was Paul's letter to them, telling them, pray to God, present your requests to God, and after you do that, it's in His hands, and His peace will guard your hearts. And the way I see it, if you have an all-powerful God on your side, and He's the one that you're sending your requests and worries to, then in reality, nothing else stands a chance, even when it doesn't seem that way. And that's what Paul wanted them to know. So that verse means a lot to me. Um, and just to go over some of the moments in my life when I've dealt with fear, I think back to when I was a kid. That was probably the most fearful time in my life. So I'll get into a little bit of the story here. I used to have really bad sleep apnea, and basically what that means is your body can't get air when you sleep. So I was very, very restless at night, and sleep apnea actually causes something called night terrors. Okay? And I had that really, really bad pretty much every night. And if you don't know what they are, it's kind of like nightmares, but you're still in the dream when you wake up. And they can cause you to sleepwalk, and you kind of have a panic attack in the dream while you're awake still, but you're kind of in the dream still. It's really weird to describe, but I had them so frequently when I was younger, while I had this, sleep apnea and stuff, that I had a fear of even wanting to go to sleep. For me, when it was like at a time when I was like 5, I didn't like that because of the fear, and that segued into other fears. I had a fear of ghosts when I was a kid because of my terrors. So my early childhood, I had surgeries and things to help with my sleep apnea, and that caused all the problem or fixed all the problems. But that was the biggest time of fear in my life because it was like a daily thing dealing with those fears. And I look back now and think about what helped me most when I was afraid. And the first thing that comes to my mind is my dog. Okay? In my 5-year-old brain, I thought that my dog had the ability to see ghosts. So when my dog was near me, I always felt safe. And dogs are very, very therapeutic. So it was like when I had it in my room at night, I would sleep so much better because I had faith that he would be able to protect me from the ghosts when I was 5. And when I look back on that now, I think to myself, how different is that really from scary situations in life now? Except instead of putting my faith in a dog, it's more so in God now. And I feel like there's so many things that cause people to be afraid or be anxious or worry or whatever you want to call it. But something that drastically helps is if you put your faith in something that can protect you, which is God. And just like how my dog could see the ghosts, God sees every possible thing that you could ever worry about, fear about, be anxious about. And He created the entire universe, knows everything, more powerful than everything, too. So if you really, really connect with that force behind you, then what helps me feel less afraid or less anxious or worry less is knowing that nothing could ever compete with God. So, to bring it back to that Philippians verse up there, if you give it all to Him, your prayers and petitions, when you're in those moments of doubt, worry, anxiety, fear, night terrors even, if you've gotten those like me, you can rest assured that it's in His hands. And when you realize whose hands those are in, the peace of God can surround you. And overcoming fear, it doesn't happen overnight. Especially if you have anxiety, that'll be a process. But the more you invest in God, the closer you get to His peace, in my experience, and the less fear you end up having. So now in my adult life, if there is a time of fear, I call upon God, and I try to feed my faith instead of the negative thoughts, which is what fear is. That's what anxiety is too. It's negative thoughts. And it's hard to do because fear is very, very loud in your mind. Anxiety is especially loud, but over enough time of growing your faith, the assurance that God provides becomes way louder than your fear because of how much bigger He is than those negative thoughts. And I'm not sure if anybody here has doubt, fear, worry that they need to give to God, but just like the verse I talked about, I would invite you to like call on it in a really direct way. And it can be a bold thing to do to ask God to show up because there's always that risk of like, you don't know what's going to happen. What if He didn't show up, But God loves you so much that He will always be as present as He needs to be. So I would say that if you trust in Him with anxiety, fear, all of those things, it'll help you a lot.
Thank you, Nate, for that. Really wise words. If you can stand up, we're going to go into a couple more verses.
Just how beautiful you are, reflections of how he loves us, how he loves us, how he loves us. His jealousy loves like a hurricane. I am sure, and in the weight of his wind and mercy. All of a sudden, I am aware of his visions and his glory. Realize just how beautiful you are. Reflections unfolding. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he is portion, he is our prize. Drawn to redemption by grace in his grace. Waves in ocean, we're all sinking. So heavenly surf like his unforeseen grace. Heart turns violently inside my chest. I don't have time to maintain these words in life. The way that he loves us. Oh, how 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 he loves us. Oh,
Let's take moments of prayer real quick. God, thank you for bringing us all together here. We praise everything in your name and hope that the week ahead of us will be strong